Hi guys, Alec, Peirce at the ranch. I want to talk about an issue that we have, and it's a bit of an issue. As you know, if you've gone through any of my videos, you know that we have chickens. They're Diana-ass chickens, let's be honest about it. And we love the chickens. The chickens are great. They're good company, and they give us eggs. We eat a lot of eggs. And right now, Diana just got some new chickens. We like the chickens. Unfortunately, we're not the only animal around here that likes chickens. We have skunks, we have foxes, we have coyotes, and we have raccoons. Now, of those 4 animals, at least 4, that also like chickens and eggs, our biggest problem is with raccoons. Number 1, raccoons are very intelligent. Number 2, raccoons are physically very adept. They're one of the few animals that has long and very flexible, dexterous fingers. If you've ever seen their tracks or seen a raccoon paw, you know that they have very long fingers, and they can, like a human, they can curl their fingers and reach around and do things with their fingers that other animals cannot do. Animals that have a regular paw, like a dog or a cat or so on, cannot do the things that a raccoon can do. What's the point? We've got to get rid of the raccoons. Now, Diane and I are nature lovers. We love nature. There's nothing we love more than nature. That's why she loves me, because I'm a natural animal. Yeah, he crows about that. So we have to get rid of the raccoons that are at the barn. Raccoons in the bush, raccoons in the fields, no problem. Raccoons at the barn, after our chickens, got to get rid of them. We actually lost, how many? 5, 6 chickens? A couple of years ago. 5 or 6 of our best chickens. And the problem with raccoons is, unlike some animals that will kill a chicken and eat it, or kill a chicken and take it home for its kids and eat it, and come back for another one, no, raccoons kill them all. And that's what happened. We got up one morning and looked out the window, and there were 8 chickens in pieces all over the barnyard. One was missing, took it home, all the rest he just killed. So raccoons and chicken farmers don't get along too well. They got to get rid of them. Now, the normal way to get rid of a raccoon is to trap it. So we use this is commonly called a have-a-heart trap. I think you've seen it, just a wire cage, and you put some bait in it, and you set it, and when the animal, whatever it is, in this case raccoon, goes down there to catch to eat the food, he steps on that little foot plate, the door closes, and he's trapped. And then we get rid of the raccoon. How we get rid of it it depends on the day. But we got him trapped, now we can get rid of the darn thing. And it works pretty well. But the raccoons that we have are particularly tough. I got to show you a picture. We caught a raccoon 3 or 4 days ago, and in a bigger cage, bigger have-a-heart cage, and they had heavy wire to make these cages, and it ate through the cage. It actually chewed on the wires until they wore through, and he made a hole big enough to get out through. I'll show you a picture of that cage. So I went to my dear brother, younger brother Jim, and said, Jim, how do I get rid of these raccoons? Because he's an expert, he's a farmer, and he's an expert on this kind of stuff. And he gave me this. And I said, literally, quite frankly, what the heck is that? And he said, this is your coon problem solved. Okay. All right, I said, explain it to me, because it didn't make any sense to me like this. So he did. And I'm going to show you exactly what this is, exactly how it works. I'll show you one that's all set up. We're going to set one up. And then if you have a similar problem, and these really only work for raccoons. Diana and myself, we were concerned about our cats. We have a couple of outdoor cats and other animals that we do not want to hurt, do not want to trap, and so we wanted to be sure that it didn't bother them. And Jim has assured me that these only catch raccoons, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Okay, here we go. I'm going to explain about this special raccoon trap. It's made by a company called Duke. The name of the company is Duke, like Duke of Windsor, D-U-K-E, Duke Trap. And it's a Duke Trap for raccoons, specifically Duke Trap DP. DP, I think, stands for dog proof, because this trap will only, shouldn't anyway, will only catch raccoons. It should not be a problem for cats or dogs or other animals. Let me explain how it works. It's very simple. It's just a cylinder. It's about it's 4.5 inches long and about 1.5 inches in diameter. Straight hole right down to the bottom, just about that easy. piece of rod on the end, some chain, and so on. We'll get to that in just a minute. So how does it work? Well, it's really very simple. First of all, you have to have something to attract the animal to the trap. So we can't really see down in there. Well, maybe you can, Di. I'll take a picture of this. I'll take a picture. But down inside there, at the very bottom, there's a piece of metal hanging down. And that piece of metal, I don't know if you can get in closer, that piece of metal is the trigger. Here it is here. You can see the triggers right here. And you see it goes inside the trap. Extends right through the trap, right to the bottom. So that's down there inside. Now, the way it works is very simple. The raccoon smells the bait. So you put the bait in there, you put in quite a bit. You have to make sure that some of the bait goes down the very bottom, right behind that lever, because there's about an inch of space behind the lever. So put some down in there. And you need to have a good bait. We use soft cat food for bait. So go and get, it's pretty cheap, buck a can. So this is ocean whitefish and tuna dinner. It's a buck a can roughly, and it's smelly, really smelly. Now I know now why cats have bad breath. Anyway, you get some cat food and put some down inside of there. It's just about that easy. And then you get your trap all set up. In order to set the trap up, really, you have to first of all anchor the trap. So along with the Duke traps, you get this this neat device here, bullet-shaped thing with a hole in the end like that. And there's a cable attached to it, a good strong cable. And what you do with this, which is kind of interesting, is you drive it down into the ground. Just about that simple, something like this. Okay, there we are. I got down to solid ground. And then I modified this piece of re-rod. Got flat end on it because it's flat inside, and ground it down a bit here. So once I get it driven down, I can wiggle this and yank it out. We don't need that anymore. That's just part of the installation process. So what is this all about? Well, this anchors it really, really well, because if you pull on this, or if an animal pulls on this, what happens, that arrow-shaped thing on the bottom turns sideways as you try to pull, and it jams down there in the earth. Very good anchor, basically what it comes to. Now next you get your Duke trap all set. And the Duke trap simply attaches to that anchor. So we have a clip here, and we put that on, and this is like a carabiner, a locking, locking carabiner, and there we go. So we're going to hide all this under the sand here. You don't have to hide it, but what the heck, get it under there. I don't want the horses stepping on it. And there you go. So you've got it anchored, and you got your bait down in there. Now what? Well, now the interesting part. Now you have to set the trap. Okay, and to set the trap, you need the trap set tool. I have no idea what it's called, but it's a tool for setting the trap, so it's a trap set tool. And you notice there's a lever here. You can come in close here, maybe, Di. You see, there's a lever here, and down here is the trigger, and I called it earlier, is the trigger. So obviously that lever has to go under the trigger. Now in order to do that, it's a very, very strong spring. In order to do that, you put the trap set tool like so, and then you press down really firmly, and you see how the lever goes across like that. Can you see that, Di? And hooks under the trigger like so. I want to make sure it's centered, like that. And then you very carefully get your fingers out of the way and release it like so. So there you go. It's all set. What's the big deal? Well, this portion here of the trap is a strong wire that goes down and around the bottom and back up. So that when the trigger down here is pulled, it has to be pulled that way, you can see it there, that releases the lever, and the spring comes up and grabs the animal by the leg. It's a leg trap. Just that simple. Now, why does it only work with raccoons? Well, because, I'll take a picture down in there in just a minute, only a raccoon can reach down there 3 or 4 inches and wrap its fingers around the trigger. The trigger here has to be pulled that way, you see, to release it up here. Only a raccoon has the necessary fingers, the hands that have that ability to reach down into that little thing to grab some more food and reach in behind and pull some food out and release the trigger. No other animal can do that. And an animal with a paw, a regular paw, cat or dog or coon or fox, can't do that. A regular, if the cat or dog puts his hand down in there, he actually pushes on the trigger. The trap won't go off. Okay, just that simple. So we got that set, and we're going to make a little flat spot here, and we're going to set the Duke trap with that smelly meat in there like that. Cover it up a little wee bit. Make sure it's perfectly safe, and there we go. Just that easy. Now, I've not used these before. My brother Jim has used them successfully. We'll find out if this helps us get rid of some of the coons that are bothering our chickens. Okay, I got a couple more pictures to show you, and maybe in a future video I'll review this and let you see if it's been successful. Okay, that's it, guys. Little interesting little trap that I didn't know about, and I have quite a bit of experience with traps. We'll see how it works. Talk to you soon. Alec, Peirce at the ranch.